episode 37 of the Centre Circle podcast. Before we get into the introductions, I'd just like to say thank you to all the likers and subscribers of the content that we've been putting out so far. If you could keep it up, we're really appreciative. So today you got myself, Keith, hosting.
Yeah, Daz in the building.
T, I'm back.
T's back. Good to have you
Welcome back,
bro.
T.
T with the controversial.
As controversial as that. No way.
Topics as usual. So yeah, we're going to get into it, talk about the events of the recent game week in the Premier League. Going to discuss Newcastle, Chelsea, Spurs v Villa, Liverpool City, Luton Crystal Palace, Everton United, Brentford and Arsenal, and a few topics that are falling out over those games. And the three of us are going to try and put together, was it the one player from
One player from the top 11.
Yeah, from
So
the
we're
top
choose a
11
position.
teams.
So we're
Yeah.
going to put teams together.
Choose a position.
one
What was
player.
the actual thing? Basically that.
I'm just going to say I'm a little bit underprepared for this. So if my team's a bit
He didn't
booky,
do his team, so
yeah, I didn't do my homework. Right, let's get into it. Newcastle v Chelsea.
Newcastle.
Newcastle United 4.
I thought Chelsea.
Chelsea 1.
Chelsea turned the corner now.
So this is it. Everyone is saying that Chelsea kind of turned the corner going into this game. They might even be able to get a victory, seeing that Newcastle went into the game again with a lot of injuries that they've had over the last couple of weeks. But it kind of turned it into a one-sided game. I thought Chelsea started the game really well. I think Isak's goal was a little bit against run of play for me, I must say. And then Sterling equalises. And then Newcastle just kind of run away with it. I know there was a few mistakes in the game and whatnot. What was your kind of take on it?
Yeah, much the same as what you said, really. Chelsea started off well. And then Newcastle, they sort of blew them away in the second half. We didn't really see that coming. But everyone was saying Chelsea, they've played well against the big teams, couple of good draws. Everyone expects them to kick on, but I feel like this is a really big setback for them.
You think so?
Yeah,
Setback.
I think it's a setback.
I think it's just what I know they've played well against the better teams, but realistically, they're just like up and down, isn't it? Like they don't have no consistency.
Yeah, and to that point, everyone's saying that they've kind of turned the corner, etc. But in their last 5 games, they've only won 1, they've lost 2, and they've drawn 2. So their form is pretty much up and down. So it's a bit of a... Maybe it's because the teams that they played. So
Yeah.
they got a really good draw against...
So they drew with
Against
Arsenal and Man City, didn't they? Is that the 2 draws? Arsenal, Man City.
Arsenal.
Well, no, they beat Tottenham.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Arsenal
Then they
City.
drew with City.
Yeah.
Going into the Newcastle
Yeah,
game. So everyone's like, oh yeah, maybe it's an upturn, like 4 points from a potential 6, and they get to Newcastle and they just kind of capitulate. So is it a case of we spoke about them not being present against the lesser teams? Do you think Newcastle just kind of found them out a little bit?
Yeah, because going into it, Newcastle's got loads of injuries. They're not particularly strong. That's not a particularly strong Newcastle team that they were playing against. So
No, it wasn't.
I think it says a lot more about Chelsea.
No,
Yeah.
the Newcastle, they've got a lot of injuries, but their starting 11 is still very strong. I think it's maybe the subs that they got. They haven't got many subs, but
Because they've got a lot of starters missing, though, haven't they? They've got centre-back that's out. The
what
midfield,
starter was missing?
did Botman play in the end? I don't think he did.
I think it's
Botman didn't start.
No.
Botman.
You got the midfield. You got
Burn didn't play.
didn't they have like a 18-year-old starting in
so
midfield?
Miley,
yeah,
he set
Yeah,
up
and
the
the
first
midfielder.
goal with a really good pass.
yeah,
actually.
yeah. Brilliant pass.
Yeah, so in midfield they had Miley, Bruno, and Joe Linton. So essentially they had
They ain't got a bench. They ain't got a bench. That's
Yeah.
it. But their starting 11
Who was up
is
top?
very
I know
good.
Isak was on the wings, rather. Gordon and
Almiron.
Oh, Almiron's back. Okay.
You still
Yeah.
got Joe Linton and Bruno in the middle.
Mm.
got the youngster there, but Bruno and Joe Linton in the middle
Yeah.
can put a youngster in there.
So essentially, they only had
it's still a
three out of
decent
their
team then. Yeah.
3 out of their
Yeah.
main 11 not starting. So, who's the guy who's on the ban? Talani would normally start ahead of Miley, let's say, but he's going to be out for a long time. So they need to
or even like a Willock
they need to get used to him not being around.
or Longstaff. I think he's out as well. They've got loads of
that's
players.
right.
But
the
yeah,
one that
Lascelles
would've come
came in for
Mm.
Botman, but he's been in the team quite a lot of late because Botman or Shaw have been injured recently, and then Livramento has come in for Burn. But again, Livramento is not a stranger to the Premier League.
He's
And
probably
he's-
better than Burn, to be fair.
Lascelles has played well
Yeah,
from
he has.
coming in. He's played well, and
Mm.
Livramento is probably gonna be a star.
He's probably
Very
he's
soon.
probably actually better than Burn. Yeah.
He's played wicked. Every time I've seen him play, he's top class.
yeah.
So he's gonna and he can play left back and right back.
Yeah,
He's top quality.
yeah. And I
Someone
think
coming
the dagger would have been the 2 goals conceded in 90 seconds or whatever it was. Like I know Lascelles scores decent goal, but the mistake from Thiago
Yeah, that was very
for Joel Linton,
unlike him.
very
yeah.
unlike him. And like, should you be having your main centre back be a 39-year-old?
Well, we can't say that though because he's
But-
true class.
Yeah.
You can. For
Like,
Chelsea,
as
they
soon
shouldn't
as-
have a
But
39-year-old.
as soon as he makes a mistake, we're going to say, "Oh, he's 39."
but it's
But
not
a
even-
20-year-old could have made that same mistake.
But it's not even just that. It's
No, I'm
like,
not even talking about the mistake.
Yeah,
it's
it's
just
like-
in general.
Yeah, for all the money that you
Mm.
spent, there seems to be no succession plan for him. It's whoever they brought in to play alongside him. Because like the 2 centre backs that they spent their money on is who is it? What's his name?
You've got
Badia
Fofana. and
Badia
you've got
Shield.
Fofana.
Yeah,
Fana's out for the year.
And
So for the
Badashile just
season.
come
Yeah.
back. He just come back.
Badia Shield,
Yeah,
but there's
you
another
wouldn't
one as
really-
well.
yeah. You wouldn't really trust like the 2
Mm.
young centre backs to kind of take your team forward for the season. So yeah, it's an interesting one. And then Reece James.
Silly, innit?
Well, so we know there's a talented player there. Is it the lack of consistency in his appearances that's holding him back? Because I think I read a stat that he hasn't played more than 3 consecutive games in about 2 years. Like,
You can give him that he hasn't played. So, but it's hard. It's hard. I don't want to give him it. No, I don't. Because
are you not having him as highly
injured,
as what
like,
he's
okay,
rated?
he's injured. That's one thing already.
Yeah.
And I'm a bloody Arsenal fan, so we deal with injuries all the time, and I always try and give the players a benefit of the doubt. But
Yeah.
he's injured all the time, and then when you do play, you get sent off. Like that's silly. Like, come on. I know you might be a bit rusty and whatever, but it's you're taking a bit of a liberty, and you're supposed to be captain as well.
Yeah. Do you think that was
Captain
I
of Chelsea.
don't want to say the wrong move, but a bit naive from
He shouldn't have been.
Pochettino giving him the captaincy?
I don't think. Well, the only other person they could have given it to, I think, is Silva. But as you just said 2 minutes ago, he's 39 years old. How long is he going to be there? He's going to be there 1 year and he'll have to change the captaincy again.
Wouldn't you?
For that 1 year, just make him the
Yeah.
captain, make Reece James vice captain, and
Yeah.
just he knows that I'm not going to be here
Could have.
probably next
Or
season.
Or
potentially
maybe
Sterling.
was he sure that that Silva was going to be starting every week?
He has to
Obviously,
start.
all those other defenders have been injured. So Reece James, you at least know with Reece James, when he's
Nah,
fit,
he's injured.
he's going to play.
He's
Yeah.
injured. He's injured.
He's
good.
injured.
He's
That-
injured
now
all
he's
the time.
banned. What about Sterling? Do you think, or did you think he's not
Sterling?
been there long enough?
Sterling could have been a captain.
He's another
What-
one.
why-
He's-
why- I know you've got an agenda
I
against
haven't
Sterling.
got an agenda.
Who,
I know-
okay, wait.
He wouldn't be my
Who's
captain.
been Chelsea's best player
But
this season and probably bits of? Well, I can't
No,
say
not last season. Not
This
last season. Don't bring up
yeah,
last
I can't
season.
bring up last season.
Don't bring up last
But
season.
realistically,
Yeah, been the best.
you can bring up last season as well. Who's been the kind of just the one player
No
that you
one
can
was
say,
good
all right,
last
cool.
season.
No, I'm combining it with
Sterling's
this
been their
year.
best player this season. Sterling and then Carl Palmer.
Not Gallagher.
This season.
You wouldn't put Gallagher ahead of Palmer?
No.
I think Gallagher's been their best
been
midfielder.
ahead of.
I think they've
Cole
been the best
Palmer.
midfielder. Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, remember Palmer hasn't played that many games for them.
Well, he started the season. He's played what every game now.
No, he came like transfer deadline day. So he wasn't there in August.
Yeah, he missed the first.
Yeah, he
three
missed a
'cause-
couple. And
Gallagher's
he,
played all
Because
right,
he
but I
played the
wouldn't.
charity shortfall.
and Gallagher's
with Man
played a
City.
couple games as captain as well, like which I was a little bit surprised about.
Well, maybe him for captaincy.
Yeah, so
But-
it's a potential.
Let's just say something on Reece James. When he's on the pitch, he's a quality player.
When
He's a quality player.
When have we
So
seen him be a quality player?
he must
Got
have
a holiday
played.
last year and this year. When have we
He
seen
must
him
have played
be-
loads of games.
When have we seen him stand out? And I'm not a Trent fan, but I've seen Trent pop up with some.
For me,
Performances.
if he's fit and performing, Reece James is the best right back in the Premier League.
No chance.
I don't know about that.
I've got
I
him
don't know about
fourth.
that.
I've got him first.
I don't know about that. You got
I've got him
Trippier, you got Ben White, you got Trent.
I know exactly who you got. I've
And
got
Carl
him first.
Walker.
I don't. Yeah,
I've
and
got him
Carl
first.
Walker. I don't think so. I don't think so.
I've got him first.
Yeah,
I think he's the only one that can affect the game both ways. His defending is quality, going forward is quality.
When he was
Most of them all have one or the other. He's got both.
When he was like playing, let's say like when he had a good stint in the team before getting injured, you thought he was number one, yeah?
Yeah.
So you don't think I lost my train of thought? No. I'm
if we're just
thinking-
talking from
what
a
he's saying
talent,
is so
from a
wild.
talent,
Yeah, no.
From
Do
a
you know
talent
why?
perspective.
Because I'm thinking, how long was that? Yeah,
Yes,
that's
I
what
think
I'm
it's-
saying.
I think it's
How
a-
long was
like
that
the
period
duration
of?
that-
Yeah,
yeah, I think that he's had periods where he's been
because anyone
fit.
can come in, have a bit of confidence, play great,
yeah.
play well for a season. We've seen it bare times. Players have come in play for a season. Had a
I just think when
fantastic
he's out on the
season.
pitch, from a talent perspective, I think he's the best right back in the league.
I think he's had one season, isn't it? Where
Yeah.
he's been good,
I don't think
really
he's been
good.
consistently better than Carl
You
Walker
can't
at any
say
point in his
they've
career.
been better.
Walker's brilliant. I just think Reece James can do a little bit more going forward than Walker.
But we haven't seen it after all of these injuries. You don't see it. He's hardly on the pitch. When he is on the pitch now, I don't even realize he's on the pitch. No, seriously, I don't even realize he's on the pitch because I was actually waiting a long time.
If you're talking about
for him
his
to come back
availability, and then you're right. But I'm just talking about when he's on the pitch and playing.
You're talking about the one season that he did play well.
Yeah,
He
and
was
I
better
think
than
the thing is
everyone else.
now is that
It'll be interesting to know how many Prem appearances he's had. It'll be very interesting.
yeah, and I think we kind of expect our fullbacks to contribute with like goals or assists quite regularly now, and he hasn't been as consistent doing that over the last say 12 months and what he was
Before
previous
that,
to that. So
that's fair.
yeah,
That's
so
fair.
it could be. So he could be playing. He could be playing well, but it's like that the stats metric in it, like where that could be holding him back. So where did Chelsea go from? Where did Chelsea go from here?
They're not
Who
getting top
knows?
four. They're not getting top
No,
four.
not top
So,
So
what?
Isaac was pretty confident that they would get.
As I said, he's getting top four.
I'm
Yeah,
surprised.
yeah,
Yeah,
he was like-
I can't see them getting.
You can see
top
them putting a run together, getting into.
four. Nah.
getting
Like, this
into
is what
top
I'm
four.
saying. Even like the match against City and the match against Arsenal and Tottenham game, write that off. I can't see like what the philosophy, like what they're trying to do. I can't see it. If you lot can see it, I don't know. Maybe say something, but I can't see like even when Arsenal was losing to Liverpool, Arsenal lost to City in those early stages of like Arteta coming.
You
I
can
could
see how they're
see
playing.
what he's trying to do. And he just needed his players to come in and make it better and push some players out. But we saw what he was trying to do.
Mm.
I don't know what Chelsea are trying to do. I don't know how they're trying to play. I don't
Yeah.
get it.
No, I fully agree. Like they haven't got a main identity saying, right, Chelsea are going to go and do the high press
Mm.
or they're going to be like fluid passing and keep the ball and then kind of break a team down, etc. It's like, it's a bit of a whim in it.
I don't even know what their aspirations for the season is. Like, what do they want to do?
What do you
do they
think
want
the
to
owner
achieve?
wants?
I
Not
don't
what he
know.
wants, but what do you think he's expecting?
I don't know if he's even that bothered. I don't know. I think they just put I think they just buy all these players and go out and play football. And I don't know what they want to do.
I don't know. Well, probably Europa League is probably, but I don't even see them getting there. I don't see them.
Yeah, it'll be tough considering how well the general standard of the Premier League is and how well the teams are playing in and around those places. It's going to be tough. But again, they've got the luxury of not playing Europe. So if things do click in post January, you never know what might happen. Newcastle, we'll touch on the Champions League. So they've got Champions League midweek. But they've got Man United next week, Saturday. Weekend coming. I can't see nothing but a Newcastle winning that. Like, we will come on to Manchester United, but we've had a few discussions about their form, etc. So if Newcastle beat Man United off the back of beating Chelsea, they would be on a nice little run. So yeah, let's see how.
Where's that game?
It's at St James's Park. So yeah, let's see how that
Early
plays out.
kickoff, late kickoff,
late
Don't know.
kickoff. Saudi, yeah.
late kickoff.
Yeah, got
Telling you.
Oh, Saturday,
Soldier.
5:30.
it's 8
Soldier.
o'clock.
8 o'clock, mate,
Yeah,
under
yeah.
the lights.
Yeah. So there's no early game in the Premier League next Saturday. So there's a 5:30, which is Forest Everton, and then Newcastle Man United. At 8
Oh, what was the reason for that?
I'm not too sure. There's quite a lot of teams playing on Sunday just through
Yeah, because
I think Europa League and
yeah.
stuff, etc. Yeah, I'm not entirely sure why. Right, back to the weekend. Tottenham 1, Aston Villa 2.
Ollie, Ollie, Ollie.
So I'm not surprised at the result in this one, just because, again, Tottenham's injuries and their suspensions. As I said last week, I think they've got a really good first 11 when everyone is fit. Outside of that, I think the quality drops off massively, and I think we've seen that in the last 3 games. I was surprised at how slow Villa started. So obviously Lo Celso scored. I thought he went straight in, but obviously it took a little deflection on the way in. I think that's why the keeper was a bit unsighted on it. Aston Villa got back into the game. Torres scores just before half time. So obviously conceding or scoring a goal before half time changes the complexity of the game, especially if it brings you level. And then Watkins scores in the 61st minute to make it 2-1, and Villa see the game out. So Villa, they've been a bit shaky away from home. I think everyone was saying if they improve on that, then they could, get in the mix for top 4 and Europa League spots. What was your take on the game, Gerald? You see much of it?
Well, there was away from home, Villa. I don't think they would. Well, they didn't start great in it, but I didn't expect them to start all guns blazing. I just was watching the game. I was thinking, as long as they can get into half time, 1-0, be all right. They scored just before half time, great. And then I expected them to go on and win. I actually expected them to go on and win, especially when Bentancur come off. I thought that's another injury again, deflates the team again. Tottenham had loads of chances, but no Harry Kane in it. No Harry Kane this time. So, I don't know. Villa, they're doing well. I think they did get away with a little bit, though. They could have been about at least 2-0 down.
Son had 3 goals disallowed, I think it was.
They could have been at least 2-0 down. So, yeah.
Yeah, Tottenham had some good chances before Villa actually got their goal that counted. Like, obviously, Watkins scored before and it got disallowed with a tight offside. Daz, what's your take on Villa? Spurs?
Villa, for me, a little bit like Newcastle. At home, brilliant. Away from home, I feel like they can drop points anywhere. That was a very depleted Tottenham, and they were the better team for a large part of that game. And yeah, on a different day, as you said, they had loads of chances. So yeah, I'm still not sold on Villa.
Okay, what about Spurs?
Spurs, well, they've had 3 losses in a row now. First team to
We predicted that, didn't we?
First team to go ahead 3 times and lose 3 times in a row.
Yeah.
They've gone 1-0 up in all 3 matches.
I lost them.
I don't know, I think the wheels are falling off, ain't they? And next fixture is Man City away, so that could be 4 in a row.
Yeah, that is very true. So with their summer business, so they got Vicario in, they got Maddison in, Johnson. So they addressed like a few key areas. Would it have been too much to kind of try and do a whole squad overhaul, and if they don't start getting better squad players, will it take them longer to kind of get them to where they need to be? So in January, do they need first teamers, or do they need players who can be dependable off the bench like a lot of the bigger teams have? What do you think they need to do?
Yeah, I think they need more the latter. Players that are dependable. But in regards to their summer business, I don't think they could have done much more than what they did. To be fair, if you look at Manchester summer signings, they've been really good. So you can't really knock them. And obviously, they're going to look for a new style of player as well because they're playing completely different football. So going forward, if they get more players that suit their style, I think a lot of their players that they got come from the bench, they're not bad players. They just don't play the style that he plays now. They play the old style. So
that's a big drop though as well.
Yeah. So if you look at their bench, you've got Skip, Højbjerg.
Exactly, those two straight away. they're two totally different type of football.
Dyer, Forster. So those four are kind of the names that you would kind of know, household kind of names. And then you've got Villiers, Austin, Donnelly and Dorrington, who I personally don't know much about, but it's not a bench that kind of fills you with confidence or those who are going to be game-changing. And even if you look at their starters, like behind Son, they had Brennan Johnson, Kulusevski and Brian Gill. Brian Gill hasn't been pulling up trees anywhere, to be honest. Also, even though he scored, he's someone who hasn't kind of made waves at Tottenham since he's been there. He just kind of like an also ran kind of player. Bentancur, he came back from a long injury, so again, he might not be up to speed as of yet.
What did you think about the fullbacks at centre back?
I was surprised he played Davis instead of Eric Dyer, to be honest, just because Eric Dyer can play centre back.
And he can carry someone next to him.
But
he can organise, he's vocal, at least.
Yeah, he might have been looking at the pace element, because obviously Tottenham play a high line. Who do you want running in? Like Eric Dyer's not the fastest centre back out there, is he? So,
but Watkins makes those runs, mate. And if you're centre back and you don't play centre back, you're not going to know where you are.
Yeah. So, I think with Tottenham, this was always going to be an issue of how do they cope if their first 11 isn't out on the pitch week in, week out. And we know that injuries and suspensions happen, so it would have happened at some point. They've been a bit unfortunate where it's been quite a lot of players at once that have gone out. So obviously you're losing Van der Ven, you lost Udogie, who's the centre-back, Romero, Maddison.
Yeah.
They all kind of went out at the same time.
And the length of injuries. So it's not like they're out for a couple of weeks, a few weeks. This is going to be for the next couple of 2-3 months.
Yeah.
It might be all finished by the time they get back. They might be actually finished.
So it's interesting because everyone was saying they don't need Harry Kane. And obviously the start of the season that they had, they were like, they don't need Harry Kane because they're doing well, they're top of the league, etc. I'm not saying that they need Harry Kane, but they need, because they're less dependent on him now, I think they need the collective team and squad to step up as a whole.
I think they definitely need Harry Kane.
I think previously they could have got away with having Son and Kane playing really well, and as long as they kind of a little bit tired of the defence, they know Harry Kane or Son can kind of get a bit of magic.
And Richarlison, we haven't even mentioned Richarlison.
He's injured, isn't it?
Yeah, well, he's injured as well. Yeah, he's another one he was starting a lot of the games.
I think if they had Harry Kane, there would be odds on for at least top 4.
Oh yeah, 100%.
So they do need Harry Kane. So when all the Tottenham fans said we don't need him, we're all right, nah, you need him because with the team playing how it is, with Harry Kane, they'll be finishing off these games.
Yeah.
Easily finishing off these games.
A Maddison Kane link up in this team would be frightening.
Mad.
With Son out wide as well.
That's where they needed to go in that direction. But see, they didn't. So Kane's gone. You got more of a collective like team. Everyone's chipping in with goals. Maddison's playing great. Son's playing great. Whatever. But now there's injuries. The drop off is mad. Now they're gonna see we have no second players to come in to do a job. That's
Yeah.
it.
And I said they would struggle without Harry Kane. Isaac said he doesn't think so because they'll be less dependent on him.
Mm.
Let's see how that plays out. So to kind of like round this off quickly, do you think Ange has kind of got the foundation to not necessarily win the league, but have Tottenham consistently in a top 4 battle?
Nah. I don't think they've got a top 4 team yet.
So even if, let's say, they get their first 11 back and then they add kind of 3 or 4 players over the next kind of 2 windows who
Nah,
are
that's different.
quality. No,
Adding players.
no, so
yeah,
I don't
cool.
mean for this season, sorry. I don't mean for this season. I mean like going forward. So we're looking like 12 to 18 months. Do you think he's got like a platform? So you know you were talking about Arteta earlier, saying, right, you knew what he was trying to do, just didn't have the right tools. Now he's got the tools. You can see.
But still, I'm looking at some of these players and I'm thinking they've come into a new environment. They've got the right manager now. I think to thrive or to play better, should I say?
Yeah.
So the Pedro Poros, the Emerson Royales, they're playing a bit better. But do I think they're top players? No. Pedro Porro might be, but do I think Emerson Royale is? No. Do I think Vicario is? No. Time will tell, but I don't think they're anything
so you think
special.
it could just
still.
potentially be like a general team purple patch?
Purple patch.
Like new manager coming in.
New
manager
bounce.
New manager bounce.
Freshness around the club. He's a likable guy as well. It looks like he's cool, chilled out. Probably they're enjoying the training, enjoying just life at Tottenham. This is a new stadium for them. They're playing in front of, like, some of them are thinking, yeah, this is the life. But when crunch time comes now, and then they're still 7th and 8th, maybe, they might be like, what's going on? But if they buy well, who knows?
Without this big injury crisis and getting sending offs and stuff, I think they could have got top 4 this year with that team. If they could have kept that team fit for the majority of the season, I think that team could have come top 4.
Yeah, potentially in the mix. So, as Daz alluded to, they've got Manchester City away
Long for them.
next
long.
Sunday. I think Romero might be back potentially. I'm not sure. Oh, he's still got another
Third
game.
game.
Oh,
Game.
mate. I was about to say if he's back, then they would have a better. So it's essentially going to be kind of around the same team or squad that played at the weekend going into the Man City game.
Well, be
But
even
this is what
worse,
I'm
'cause there
saying.
won't
Just
be
how we was just saying that, like, so yeah, okay, we see the way they play. We know how they're gonna play, really tangible, whatever. But don't you actually think sometimes, like, you know what? Let me just pop Eric Dyer in there, sit a little bit back. Let's
Yeah,
try
he's
and
definitely
manage
been
the
naive.
game a little bit. Like, you can't just put 2 fullbacks in the back and just think, yeah, cool. Not even just one, like Eric Dyer and Emerson Royale or like Ben Davis or something. Like, it's showing a lot of naivety as well, though.
Maybe he's just doing the opposite to Pep. Pep plays with 4 centre backs, so you think play 4 fullbacks.
True.
But
Maybe.
no, it's that
But
should be playing.
City keep the ball forever.
Yeah, true.
So playing left back and right back and your centre back ain't really gonna mean anything.
Yeah, and that high line against players like Doku, etc. It's not
Madness.
Not
Like,
work.
so City, you're telling me they're gonna play like that again? They can't. But
I think at some point he has to change though. If they've lost 3, if they lose 4, 5, 6 on the bounce, then you'll have to turn around and be like, all right, guys, we're gonna have to do something a bit different.
What's
now.
going on here?
Yeah.
It's looking a bit tricky. Yeah, so Villa, they've got Bournemouth away next week. Bournemouth on a little bit of a run. But again, like we said, that Aston Villa's away form is what we've all been a little bit concerned about. So if they go to Bournemouth and get a result, that'll be 2 away wins on the bounce. So let's see how
that'll tell me a lot about them actually. That game.
Yeah, let's see how that spans out. Right, Manchester City won, Liverpool won.
Take it away.
I didn't actually see this game. I was on parental duties, but I caught the highlights. I caught a bit of it on the radio in the car. From what I did see, City looked controlled, but not threatening, if that makes sense. So they had a lot of the ball.
Yeah.
There were times when Liverpool couldn't get out of their half. But normally you see a City performance where they're dominating the ball and they're creating wave after wave of attack. and I didn't really see that from the highlights that I saw. I was a bit nervous going into the game. Like, we haven't won at the Etihad for a long time. Getting a point at City, if you said give me a point before the game,
Take it all day.
I'm taking it.
Facts.
I don't think this result will have too much bearing on the Premier League title, to be honest. I think the only advantage Liverpool have now is that in the back end of the season, City will have to come to Anfield when there could be something on the line. But we don't know until that game comes around. So, yeah, so talk about the City goal quickly. For me, it's a bit naive from Szoboszlai and Trent of how easily Ake got through them to get the pass off to Haaland. For me, I don't think Virgil was close enough to Haaland in that passage of play, because he could essentially see everything happening. And the way Haaland just got in between him and Matip, I wasn't too happy with. And then...
Are we going to speak on the goalkeeper?
I was coming there. Relax, man.
But he started it all off with a woeful kick.
Yeah, it happened. But so coming to Haaland then getting a shot off, it wasn't his best effort. Alisson just wasn't at the races for that. Got down too slow. Should have kept it out. He knew it. I think it was Matip that was closest to him that kind of had a little reaction. And if I'm honest, when that happened, I think it's gonna be a bit techie for Liverpool. But they stayed in the game. There was an incident where City thought they would have gone 2-0 up, where there was a foul on Alisson. I can see it from both ways. So I do think it was a little bit soft. But if you look at the replays, Akanji did have his hand on Alisson's arm. And we know that's going to be given as a foul, regardless.
I think that's always been a foul, you know.
Yeah,
I feel like
I'm surprised.
VAR has made it like everyone think, maybe or whatever.
Yeah. I thought that was a definite foul.
That's always been a foul.
So yeah, I know everyone's like, Liverpool really fortunate, but if you put your hand on the goalkeeper when he's trying to clear it across, you know you're gonna get that. And then Liverpool kind of stayed in the game. They created a few chances even before Man City went 1-0 up. They were getting into the box and whatnot. But yeah, Alexander-Arnold goal. So that kind of stemmed from, I don't want to say that Alisson redeemed himself because he was a little bit shaky on Saturday, which is very rare for him. But he saves a shot. I think it's from Haaland, and then Liverpool break quite quickly. So I think McAllister picks it up after the save, gets it to Gravenberch, who for me does quite well. He kind of gets past Rodri a little bit easier than what I thought Rodri would have let someone get past him.
Very easy,
to be honest. Drove it into the box. Fortunate to find Salah with a pass, I think, but it got there, and then Salah sets up Trent for a really good kind of snapshot finish. So, as I said, going to City, considering they've won 23 games on the bounce at the Etihad, stopping that run, I'm happy with a point. What are your guys' takes on?
I'm happy with the point as
well. Yeah, I'm sure you are.
A bit of like what you said, really. I feel like Man City are just coasting through these games certain times, and if it's not a Liverpool, if it's another team, they would have just let them probably 1-0 done. It would have been over 3 points for them and done, really. But Trent, bit of quality at the end, done what they needed to do. But I'm looking at this City team and I'm just thinking, first 11, obviously, great. But there you have nothing on the bench.
So it's interesting. He didn't make any subs.
There's nothing to sub.
All.
He didn't make none.
There's nothing to put on.
Wow. He didn't make any. So we had Calvin Phillips, John Stones, Ortega. Is Ortega the goalkeeper?
Yeah, it's the goalie. Yeah.
So they had 2 goalkeepers on the bench. So Carson was on the bench. Gomez, Vardiol, Bob, and Lewis. And decided not to make any subs.
Why he didn't bring Lewis on
at all?
Because I know Grealish was out injured.
But if you're looking at attacking wise, Bob is the only one who's an attacker on that bench. And as I mentioned last week, he's quite young, hasn't played many games for City at all. So And we know they got injuries, so like KDB's not there.
Yeah.
Who else is missing?
Grealish.
Yeah, Grealish is missing.
That's what
So-
is that it though?
Is that it?
Seriously,
Mm,
I think that's
Yeah.
actually it. You know,
Wow.
serious.
yeah, I can't think of anyone.
So
off the top.
realistically, it will
Yeah.
only be Grealish coming back. So that's all they'll like. It's Doku and Grealish that are the ones that kind of
rotating.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, yeah, like I said, City, they're not really blowing away many teams. Like they had the game where Doku scored 2 and got a couple of assists. I can't remember who that was against. I'll pull it up.
Bournemouth. Was it Bournemouth?
Yeah, potentially. But yeah, City don't really seem to be like dominating and blowing away teams like we're used to, innit? Like they had the odd of those start of the season, etc. But we've always said they're going to go on that run, win 10 games on the bounce, etc. I said a couple of weeks ago, I don't particularly see that happening this season. I think there's the level of the league is raised where within that 10-game run, you're going to meet a team who are going to give you trouble.
So you don't think City are head and shoulders above everyone else like last year?
No, not at all. I don't think there's been a standout team so far this season.
Do you think that is City dropping back down or other teams going back up? What do you think has brought about City being
both.
with the
think-
pack now?
I think it's a bit of both.
Okay.
Like obviously last year we knew a lot of teams were below par.
Mm.
And it was only Arsenal and City that were the kind of outstanding teams. Where if you just look at the league table now,
But a lot of them teams that
Between-
we thought that below par last year, i.e. Man United, the Chelsea's, etc., they still are. They're not
yeah,
that
but
great.
then Liverpool are in the race now. You've got Villa. Like Villa are only 2 points off top. Tottenham are only 4 points. I'm not going to say Man United because I don't think they're going to sustain their form, despite what the
No,
form
that's
guide
interesting.
is.
I think
That's
there's
interesting.
three. I think there's three. It's a 3-horse race. That's what I
Yeah.
believe. And I believe either we could all beat each other,
Yeah.
home or away. I believe, and I believe the Brightons, the Villas, the Man Uniteds, the Newcastles, even the Chelseas and the Tottenhams. Well, obviously Tottenham, but they can all take points off of those three.
3 teams, yeah.
So that's what brings it a lot more closer. And I don't think City is that force that they
Yeah,
were.
that machine that they
Yeah, I
are
don't
known to
feel
be.
it. I don't feel it. But you say this and then whatever.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah,
always
like
start
it's
of
still
season,
early. Like,
famous
it's only
last
13
words,
games
yeah.
in, but I just think it's a lot more even than it has been
Yeah.
over the last like couple of years. So yeah, a little fallout from this game is Doku v Trent. So we know Trent was playing like the hybrid role that he has done since like the back end of last season, but ultimately he was playing right back on Saturday. So the stat is that Doku dribbled past him 7 times on Saturday, and that's a Premier League record for a player to be dribble past. So it's going back to the stats thing. It's like, right, that's a stat that's come out. Like dribble pass is a stat that's come out over the last, say, 4 or 5 years. Before then, I don't think anyone really cared about who got dribble past, etc. So some people are saying Trent had a bad game because he got dribble past 7 times. Other people are saying, well, he got dribble past 7 times, but Doku didn't create anything after getting past him those 7
But
times. So
that's you can't say that.
I've seen some people said that Trent was man of the match. Well, I think Sky gave him man of the match.
yeah, they did. So okay, so here are kind of a couple takes in it. So you've got the fact that Doku may have dribbled past Trent 7 times or whatever, crossed the ball into the box, and then a Liverpool defender has cleared it.
But that's still Trent. His fault in it isn't about after the cross and all that isn't nothing to do with him. It's the before. He's supposed to stop that, innit? So that's where the dribble pass and that you can look at that and say it don't matter what happens after. It does matter, but you know what I mean.
Yeah,
For him and that dribble pass, he's just been dribble passed. So something could have happened, and if something happened every single time he went past him, he would have been taken off probably.
Yeah, more than likely. But then on the flip side, you could say, well, Doku dribbled past him 7 times and hasn't found a player.
that's Doku's fault though.
Yeah, but I'm saying like it works. It works. It kind of works both ways, isn't it? And the fact that Trent didn't have a bad game, aside from getting dribbled past seven times, doesn't mean you've had a bad game. Because obviously he's done his role well, aside from that, and he's popped up with an equaliser.
Well, it's always been his weak point is the defensive part of the game, isn't it? So it's not a surprise that Doku dribbles past him. It just is what it is, isn't it? That's what you're going to get with Trent. But on the flip side of things, pops up on the other end with a goal. So
I thought Trent was brilliant in the game. I thought he had a great game. Dribbling pass, you got to take that with a pinch of salt. Dribbling pass, because Doku runs up, knocks the ball past him, and then just tries a cross, but he can't even pick anyone out because Trent is still there. Even though he's dribbled past him, he's still putting enough pressure. He's not. He might have dribbled past him, but not really where Doku wants to go. Doku wants to come inside. He's making him go on the outside. He can't pick no one out. He's on his left foot.
That, then I agree.
He's put him on his left foot.
But if he's gone past him and just keeps on whipping in the ball,
he hasn't gone way
it wasn't
past him.
Seven get to the bylines and crossed it in every time. There was a couple of times where he dribbled past him, stopped, and then came back and then passed it back.
It's like he hasn't like totally taken him out the game, twisted him up, and he's gone past him. Trent is still there, and that's probably why he's not been able to pick anyone out because he ain't got no time. He's still under pressure from Trent, even though he's pushed it past him. You know what I mean?
Stats can be
so that's
stats
and to be honest,
if
if you look at the two players, Trent has had a bigger effect on the outcome of the game than Doku.
Correct.
So as for me, Trent's got the better of that game.
Yeah, I think we are very stats based in the game now. And I understand why these kind of things come out because obviously managers and your sports analysts, they look at these things, etc. when they're doing their scouting, etc. So I understand why they're being released now. But I think they've kind of got to be taken with a pinch of salt and they've got to be analysed properly. Like if you watch the game compared to just seeing the stat, you understand how it balances.
And
so
Doku would dribble past most defenders, like with the way that
that is just a norm anyway for all fullbacks. You're gonna get dribble past.
Exactly.
Because they can't really tackle anymore because every foul is a yellow card, and so nowadays it's more about trying to intercept more than tackle. So.
And what I would say is, in the past, we've seen where Trent has been dribbled past a couple times by a player. So I'm thinking of like Sane in the past. There was someone else recently, I can't remember. He looked worried. Like he's like his head's gone in it. And rah.
I think that's maybe because he was playing more right back though. Like in this new role, he goes.
But he was in that right back position a lot on Saturday. But I think now he's a bit more composed. He's like, I don't think he lets it affect him where he's got past me. Next time, I'm going to try and do whatever I can to.
You can see that the experience. He's getting better. I think Trent's getting better. He's getting as a better player. That experience that he's starting to use that now. So
So Jamie Carragher said he thinks that Liverpool should buy a right back and push Trent into midfield. I personally don't think that's a viable option yet. He does the role well when he's there, but he's protected a lot. Where if he's playing in that role, he's got to be a lot more disciplined in the centre midfield role than what he is now. Because he can just kind of drift in, and he's knowing that he's got your three centre backs going into like a free, and then you've got your three midfielders who are there to protect you as well. Where if he's got that freedom as one of the three and he potentially loses it, you've only got two midfielders around you. That's my personal view.
It's interesting though because England have been playing him in midfield. That's what he's not. There's been a right back and Trent has been playing in midfield.
But what I would say, he hasn't played right back. He hasn't played that role against the top level international opposition. It's been more the lesser nations, so like your Maltas, your Macedonians, etc. So if he was trusted for England to play that role against a France or Italy or a Germany.
But I think, I don't know, I think it works for Liverpool when you lot are on top of the game, when you got a foothold of the game, it works. But when your back's to the wall and you try like defending is number one priority, and he's at right back. It's a bit
different,
of,
innit?
yeah, it's a bit of a
Yeah, no,
liability.
fully agree.
Like, so I don't know if pushing him in midfield would make him a better player or it's a better position for him, because right now that position that he's in there when he's on the ball, he's one of the best in the world. But off the ball, it could be detrimental, especially in the Premier League. Like,
You need discipline, don't you?
Yeah.
So, right, moving on. Luton 2, Crystal Palace 1. Whenever Luton get a good result, there's someone missing.
Doesn't turn up.
There's someone missing from the recordings. It's like he knows they're gonna come for him. So, yeah, Luton pick up a valuable win at home. So, Mengi scores in the 72nd minute, put them in front, and then Elise scores one of the goals of the weekend.
Banger.
Well, they were calling it the goal of the season.
Yeah,
on
potentially,
Saturday,
yeah.
and on Sunday it wasn't no
No,
more.
that goal was sick. Though,
Yeah,
man.
it was very good. And then Brown pops up in the 83rd minute with a winner. Just want to say on the winner, I can't remember who puts the cross in. I think it was a Bengi. Why the defender left it
Anderson
and the keeper left it?
Anderson.
It was Anderson,
Yeah.
and he's been quite
He
dependable
left,
this
he left
season.
it for the keeper.
He's
mad.
Yeah,
The keeper
you don't
left
do
it
that.
for him.
Yeah.
You don't do that.
Yeah.
No, it's the defender's fault.
Yeah, it was
Had
a
to
whole,
be the
it's like
defence.
it's one of those balls you don't
Yeah.
really want to deal with, but
Mhm.
someone's got to deal with it.
Unless the keeper shouted,
Yeah.
Yeah,
that's the only thing. But realistically, you shouldn't even be listening to it.
No, it was,
Just
it
get
was
rid.
his fault because he put his arm out to the keepers if to say your ball.
Yeah, like, take it. take it. So,
I'm leaving this for you, but no, it's too late.
So yeah, Luton. So I wouldn't say they're in fine form, but of the last 5, they've drawn 2, won 1, lost 2, which has taken them to 9 points in the league now. And there's a bit of a buffer between them and Sheffield United, who are in 18th. Luton are in 17th with 9 points. Sheffield United 18th with 5 points. So these are the kind of wins that could potentially keep you up. I don't want to say Crystal Palace should go there and win, because anything can happen in the Premier League. Like, you know this. But do you think that would be like a massive boost for Luton going forward?
And if you think back to the first few weeks of the season, we were on here talking about Luton ain't going to get as much points as the
Derby.
bottom. Yeah, Derby. What's that? 12 points. We was looking that up. 12,
Yeah.
13 points.
Yeah, 11 points was
Yeah.
the minimum record.
And we were thinking, they might get less than that. And look at them now. We've got 9 points.
You know what?
So yeah, big up to Luton. And I saw a list of all their fixtures, and they've been very competitive. Even though they've lost a lot of games, it's always been by the odd goal.
Yeah, they haven't been battered.
Yeah, they're big. Like the
Mm.
first 2 games of the season were probably their 2 worst results.
Yeah.
So that was just them adjusting. Since then, they've been losing 2-1, 1-0, 3-2. So yeah,
Yeah, that points deduction from Everton. It's giving them that boost, isn't it?
Yeah. I don't think Everton would have liked that result. Crystal Palace, 1 win in 5. What's going on with Roy?
Eze,
So-
innit? They haven't got no creativity without him.
He got injured in that game, innit?
Yeah, he's back injured again.
But is it a bad injury?
I don't think they've said.
So
And Elise has just come back, no?
yeah, just
Yeah.
come back.
Yeah, so they can't trying to get them both on the pitch at the same time.
Yeah. So if you look at Crystal Palace's lineup, it's still quite a competitive line. So you got Johnson in goal, Ward, Anderson, Gay, Mitchell, Dokore, Lerma as your holders, Elise, Eze, Schlupp, and Edouard. Like we've kind of banged the drum a bit about them needing a quality number 9. Even though Edouard scored a couple of goals this season. He's not someone you're gonna bet your house on
yeah.
to kind of keep you in the league and keep you up, etc. Yeah, I think what happened with Roy the first time round might be coming into effect again, where it just looks a little bit
Gets a
stale.
bell, yeah.
Mm.
They just need a little injection. It's like the Palace players, they play well for the new manager for a
Yeah.
bit.
Mm.
And they're like, oh yeah, we don't really like this now. It's like they want a new toy to play with.
Yeah.
Like, it's a bit weird. So, yeah, it'd be interesting to see what happens with Crystal Palace going forward. Like, if I just look at their next fixture, so Luton have got where am I? Luton have got Brentford away next. So it'd be interesting to see if they can get anything out of that game. And Crystal Palace have got West Ham away.
That's a good game.
Yeah, London derby. Be interesting to see how that pans out. All right, let's go to yesterday's fixture. Manchester United 3, Everton 0. If you just say the result, you think this was a walk in the park for Man United. Everton didn't turn up, and they just went there, played them off the park, left with the 3 points back to Old Trafford. Anyone who watched the game, especially the first half, will know that is not the case at all. So let's start with a goal. Garnacho.
Ooh.
Best bicycle kick in the Premier League ever?
I'll give it to him still. I'll give it to him.
Yeah. When the bicycle kick hits the laces,
I'll give it to him, man.
You know it's proper.
Dead cross.
Do you know what one I really like?
Dead crossing.
What do we get?
The Benteke one for Liverpool against United.
But that's forgotten because the result was...
Yeah,
it was so
bad. He didn't even celebrate. He didn't even celebrate, but that was bad.
Yeah,
it
was a
wicked.
good one.
Because that one, he actually put more power on the ball. Like, the cross wasn't even that much power on the cross, and the way he hit that.
Yeah. And he had more people around him as well.
I thought
to be fair, I actually forgot about it until it kind of popped up.
Yeah, when I saw that one, I was like...
Yeah, a lot of kind of old goals popped up because of that one. But
I think, Rooney's one's up there because of the opposition.
Rooney's one shinned it, man.
But still, opposition. No.
I think if it wasn't against Man City in a derby, I don't think it'd be talked about
counts,
as much. I know it counts, but I don't think it'd be talked about as much. But what I liked about Garnacho, it was a bad cross.
Worst cross
and he made the most out of it, didn't he? So they get the early goal. I think it's like the 3rd minute. And then it's just wave after wave after wave of Everton chances. Spurned, missed, cleared off the line.
Do you want to give the stats? Because I'm looking at them. The shots.
Let me scroll down to the
shots on target is so poor from Everton though. Bloody hell.
Wow. So I didn't even know it was that much. So shots was 24-9 in Everton's favour.
24 shots, man.
Like they only had 6 on target.
That's crazy.
To 4 of Man United. So the conversion rate on target wasn't great. And it's a bit like going back to the Wolves Tottenham game a couple of weeks ago, where Wolves had like so many chances, couldn't score, and I just thought, they're not gonna dip. But they managed to turn it around and get 2 goals and win the game. I was like, Everton are gonna rue these chances. Like they definitely are, and it turns out they did. Like they just couldn't find a way to put the ball in the back of the net. And then the second half starts, and then Martial is fouled. I can't remember who it's by.
Ashley Young.
Ashley Young. Yeah, thanks for reminding me.
Pen?
I thought it was soft, you know.
You think so? I think when you look back at the replay,
there's connection. He goes down.
Yeah, you see him like catch his leg and he goes down. But it's interesting though.
Yeah, because the referee gave a dive at the beginning, didn't he?
Yeah. So this is something I wanted to ask you as our expert referee. If he just waved play on and not booked Ashley Young, could VAR have gone back and had a look at it?
Yeah, it's a pen, isn't it?
Yeah. But that's another...
Because I thought because he stopped the game he booked Young, it became a clear and obvious error. I just think if he played on...
No, if they just played on. But it's interesting you say that, because had that not happened and he just played on, I'm not sure they would have
gone back.
Yeah, gone back.
I don't think it would have been
they're meant to, but they're meant to.
Yeah.
It's still a clear and obvious error.
Yeah, until it goes out or something.
Yeah, but I just don't think... I think they would have let it go if the game carried on. But then because he booked him for diving and everything, he stopped the whole game.
You have to check
it. Makes it more of something to look at and a decision to be made. But if they could have just got away with it's a bit, that maybe could have been, maybe could not. But because he stops it, it's make a big issue of it. But I thought, it's obviously you see there's contact, but I'm not sure.
He's probably looking for it. Definitely looking for it, but
Yeah, I thought he was looking for it, and I thought he was never getting the ball either.
nah.
No.
Yeah, there was another defender there, innit?
Yeah, one of
It
those
was,
ones.
it was a bit silly from Ashley Young to even put his foot there. He made the decision.
But again,
he
he's 39 himself, innit? So
But doesn't matter about age.
these man need
doesn't
to
mean that they're not good.
drop down or hang up the boots.
Just because they're 39, every mistake they make,
He
he's
thought his leg
39.
was gonna get there.
Yeah.
That's what happens.
The brain and the body.
the brain and
There's a disconnect.
Oh, man.
There's a disconnect. So the penalty, sympathy pen.
Yeah.
Sympathy, man.
Yeah.
Did you see it?
No.
I mean,
not the pen.
giving
him the pen.
the ball to Rashford.
No, I don't think you do that.
He's still on his Rashford.
The score's 1-0. How would you? You're not going to give it to someone at 1-0. Why would you do that? Because what if he missed and they could lose or draw the game?
But
We
we all
give
know,
one of those
we all know,
pens at like
Bruno
3-0.
is the
we
pen
all know
taker.
Bruno Fernandes is the Man United penalty taker.
He had the ball in his hand.
He's never
and
given
he
away a
gave
penalty
it
before
to Rashford.
since he's been there. I think even when Ronaldo was there,
Yeah, he
still
wouldn't.
taking
No, he
pens.
wouldn't. No, exactly. That's what I'm saying.
He said as
That's
well.
what I'm saying.
He said
Bruno
after
wouldn't do
I
that.
gave it to
Bruno
him.
wouldn't do that.
I
No.
think he did.
He said
Ooh.
that. Okay, just like what you said,
Yeah.
Bruno wouldn't do that. In the
Yeah.
thing after, he said Rashford needed a goal. So that's giving it to him.
But it's
That's
1-0.
giving it to
But it's only 1-0.
him. Why are you telling me? I wasn't on the pitch.
Yeah, so look,
That's
yeah,
what he
it says,
said.
I
That's
think
what
he
he said.
needed a goal
See?
since Fernandes. I'm
That's what
really
he said.
happy
He
he
must have
scored.
been very
A
confident
boost
in
of
him.
confidence for him.
He must have been really confident in him.
Yeah, I'm not saying that like Rashford's not a good penalty taker. but
Probably better than Bruno at pens.
Don't know. Maybe.
Maybe-
Maybe it might be
maybe.
the same.
Did you see the penalty?
That was a good
Yeah,
penalty.
no, it's a very good penalty. But this is something that we've seen. We've seen it with Havertz when he was given the penalty.
But that was at 3-0 with the game done.
Yeah, of
so
course.
you say yes, that
It
is
was different.
let
Yeah.
me
It's
go
a
and
bit
hand it
different,
to you.
yeah.
But
Yeah.
to give
To be fair,
someone,
they were still winning. They were still 1-0.
but it was only 1-0, and it was not like it was the 90th minute. It was early second half. There was still over half an hour left, so there was still pressure. That's still a pressure pen.
Oh yeah, of course.
Yeah, very
Would you want that pen? Would you want a pen in general? If you've gone
Like, he's
long
got
without
one goal this season.
yeah, long time without
I wouldn't.
scoring.
If it was Havertz's situation, I would want it because it's 3-0.
It doesn't matter. Not at 1-0.
1-0. Not 1-0. Because
a lot of
imagine he misses that pen and they draw or lose the game. Then it's even worse for
I
you.
was slightly hoping he missed, to be honest. I'm not gonna lie.
What?
I'm not gonna lie. But yeah, so it shows a bit of like team camaraderie in it. Like, you know that you're I wouldn't say your main attacker. Well, no, you could say
Yeah.
that. He is their main attacker,
Yeah.
isn't he? Like, has been low in the goals. You give him a goal, hopefully it should be like a confidence booster going forward, as he said.
It shows
So-
that he's liked and respected in the squad as well.
Yeah,
And that he must be a good
yeah, definitely. And
a good teammate to
Fernandes
do
is-
it. Because if he wouldn't even give it to Ronaldo, so actually him to give it to Rashford is very like.
Nah,
Yeah.
he plays
And then-
Ronaldo scores all the time. Doesn't need a pen.
And then that goal kind of deflates the game a bit, doesn't
Mm.
it? Like, it kind of petered out a little bit after that. I think Decore had a really good effort just after the penalty that Ronaldo done well to tip over the bar. But Man United's third goal was really good. Like, I think Everton were on the counter-attack. They broke it up. Really good passing the ball forward. Got to Fernandes, who played a really good ball to Martial with a really good big finish. It was a finish of someone who scores regularly. Like,
Yeah.
and I think that's the annoying thing about him.
Yeah.
Like, he's got glimpses of the talent that they thought would have come through over the last 9 years or so, but he just hasn't hit the height. I know he's been injured a lot, but he just hasn't hit the heights.
I think he's got that nonchalant thing of like, wow, I'm still here.
Yeah,
I'm just gonna like, there's no pressure.
yeah. I
anymore.
think he knows
I'm cool.
on his day he can do those kind of
Yeah.
things, innit? But those days are very few and
very, very far.
few and far between. So Everton, I know they played really well in the first half, and I kind of expected it, even though they went down to an early goal because of the whole points deduction. The crowd were up for it, like in the first half as well. I'm not surprised how well they played. It was just they just didn't have their shooting boots on, and a little bit disappointed that they couldn't take that into the second half because they ended the first half really well. Like after Man United scored, they were pretty much like on top of the game, and yeah, just a bit of a shame they couldn't turn that into a goal.
Who have they got next?
So Everton have Nottingham Forest away next.
So what do we think of Man United and their form Obviously, they're in the top form in the Premier League at the moment.
It's a false dawn, and I will not be told otherwise.
There you go.
Like,
There you go. No, do you know what it is? This is why I don't believe Tottenham will get into the top 4. And I don't believe, obviously, Chelsea will get into the top 4. Because I believe that Manchester United have this in them. They can get these kind of results. They can string a little sequence together. And they'll get the points on the board. You'll be looking at the table thinking, bloody hell, they're still in touching distance at the top 4. Like, how? But they will still always kind of be there with playing horribly. But Newcastle away, message me after the game. That's where it counts.
I think Man United will come top 4 this year. I think they'll come 4th.
That's where it counts, Newcastle away.
I think they'll come 4th. Because, as you say, just what you said, they play horrible football. Look at the table; they're 6 points away from top. And you think Man United has been absolutely rubbish this season?
well, they pretty much have.
And they're what 4 points away from top 4.
Okay, so let's take it into context. Yeah, the teams that they're beating are teams in the lower half of the league. When they've come up against the bigger teams. So City, Arsenal, Tottenham, they've lost those games, and they've lost to Brighton as well, who are kind of teamed in and around them.
Yeah.
And the Crystal Palace result, they've only just hit 0 goal difference, so they were minus goal difference before Saturday, and Saturday was the first time they'd won a game by more than 1 goal this season. Like that's. I know you can say
for their beat Luton 1-0. Like they've been scraping everything.
Yeah, and like we've highlighted the games where they scraped the
What
victories.
if I told you that?
No, but it sounds
what if I
good.
told
Like
you that?
top of the form, but 1-0s against Lutons and that, like scraping.
What if I told you that Man United have won the same amount of games as Liverpool this season in the Premier League?
Well, their thing is they don't draw in it, so they've won however many. And then they've lost.
Yeah, so they've won 8,
Yeah,
lost 5. But if you look at the
That's
teams,
not that bad.
I know, but okay, that's fine. But if you look at the teams that they've played, Liverpool have played Brighton, Villa, Chelsea, Tottenham, Man City now.
Yeah, but Man United have played most of those teams.
And what are their results against those teams?
But that's what I'm saying. But they still won the same amount as Liverpool.
Yeah, because they've had an easier run. When they start playing,
they're not easy run. They've played all those teams.
But they've lost. Obviously, they've lost to those teams. Haven't they?
Yeah,
they're
but obviously
not taking
Liverpool
points.
didn't win them games either. If they've won the same
No.
amount of games,
But you still can't. You can't say that. You can't say that because yeah, they've both won 8.
8 out of 13.
Okay?
Exactly.
They've both won 8.
Exactly.
But Liverpool's only lost 1.
Yeah.
That's the difference.
So it's
And
only
the teams that,
4 points.
but we're saying the teams that we're
No, but
beating,
Liverpool's lost 1.
So
Or
they've-
getting points
they've
off.
drawn.
4.
Drawn 4.
So it's only 4 points
but,
different.
No, but Man United has lost 5. That's
So
the
4 of those
difference.
games that Man United have lost, Liverpool have only drawn them then.
Yeah,
So it's only 4 points.
But still, we've
Yeah, but I
basically
say
faced
against the
all
better
the top
teams,
teams as well.
we're doing better against the better teams. I was saying when Man United come up against the better teams, they're not doing as well.
But they've played bad, good teams already and lost to them.
Yeah,
Yeah, exactly. But
you
that's
can't.
still,
But I say you can't sustain the league without getting points against those better teams at some point throughout the season. And I don't think they're going to get many of those points, as I said. So
you reckon they'll lose to
Bruv,
Newcastle?
look at the results. I'm actually looking at it. What are you on about? No, look at.
They've won
8
out of 13.
Bro, listen to this. Yeah, they beat. We can go right back to the beginning. Yeah, they beat Wolves 1-0. Yeah, they lost to Tottenham 2-0. They beat Forest 3-2. Scrape again.
lucky result.
2-0 down, 2-0 down.
Got beaten by Arsenal 3-1. Beaten by Brighton 3-1. Beat Burnley 1-0.
Another lucky game.
No, just listen. Lost to Palace 1-0. Beat Brentford 2-1. Scraped again.
Yeah, 2
Beat
goals.
Sheffield United 2-1. Sheffield United
that was
2-1.
Scraped
Scraped again. Lost to City. beat Fulham 1-0.
last
last
minute.
minute for Bruno Fernandes.
This is what I'm
Beat
saying.
Luton 1-0. And now they've just beaten Everton
That's probably their
3-0.
best. That's
Bro,
probably their best.
that is poor.
That's
Yeah,
their
the-
best win of the season.
Yeah, they haven't
They
been
haven't
with
won
their-
the third.
that's what I mean. Like,
Mm.
we can say, oh, they have played well and
They've scraped everything.
But those results against low teams, like they're not quality teams out there, and the
But
performances are not
if you
there.
win 1-0 in the 89th minute, you get the same amount of points as
No,
No, it's
bro,
true,
of
but I
course.
think the performances have to
But
be there as well.
No one in
Right.
Manchester, Manchester United, right now is happy with that. Anything that Ten Hag's doing, you can't convince me they're happy with what they're seeing.
So if they won the last 3
Yes,
in the league,
Yeah.
you can say what you want, but you can say what you want, but
I think they'll
Newcastle
come
full
fourth.
time. I want to see the message, Daz.
I'm
in
not
the
saying
group.
they're going
I
to win
wanna
the
see-
game, but I'm
Oh,
just.
so you
I
don't think they're going to win that?
Newcastle away?
Yeah.
No, I don't think they'll win that.
So what are we talking about here?
No, we're
They're not
about
going to
top
reach top 4.
I think they can reach top
Or
four.
by beating Everton and Luton and Sheffield United. They're not going to.
It'd be
They're not
interesting.
going to.
Because other teams don't win them games.
We'll see, man. So they've got Newcastle.
Most people are
coming up.
winning those games.
So they've got Newcastle the
Yeah.
weekend. Then they've got Chelsea. They got Bournemouth, and then Liverpool. So by the
I don't think they'll lose to Chelsea. I think
so
they'll
by the
beat
middle of December, we'll kind of see where
yeah, okay.
where Man
All right,
United
yeah,
are and
we'll revisit.
and how it will
Yeah, the next 4. The last 3 was good. Let's see the next.
how it'll
4.
pan out. Right, let's round off the rest of the Premier League. So Brentford 0, Arsenal 1. What do you think of the performance? We'll get to individual
I don't even
performances
wanna
at some
talk
point
about
at the end of it. But
I don't even want to talk about
let's
this
talk
team.
about
man.
team. Let's talk
man.
about team performance first.
I know Daz has
Let's
something to
talk
say.
about this team, man.
I'm gonna come with the positivity.
Your team's top of the
No.
league, man. You
I
should
know
be
they're
full
top,
of
but
beans
it's-
and like
I don't like
invigorated
it,
and like,
man. It
yeah.
just-
You just spoke about Man
Yeah,
United
yeah,
and
yeah.
how good these 1-0s against Luton, and now you're upset
Yeah.
with
It's
Arsenal.
like critiquing your child, isn't it? You're always a little bit harsher on your own kid
my
than you are with
standards
others,
for
isn't it?
Arsenal is
Like,
different, yeah. Nah, I think it's so slow, boring. Like someone just told me that I just got to stop from comparing this team to last season.
Yeah,
He's
you
gone in
do.
a completely
Yeah.
different direction now, and it's just about control. The games now are just like it's just a slog. It's like there's no creativity, there's no shots on goal. The only excitement in this game was created by our goalkeeper making mistakes at the back. But like going forward, there was nothing. And then at the end of the day, Kai Havertz pops up in the 89th minute and we
My
go home with
guy,
3
you
points
know.
and everyone's happy. So I
My
can't
guy.
say anything.
My God,
I can't say anything. We're top of the league. We got 3 points. But
are you
I
not?
just-
Are you not giving Brentford a bit of credit here as being a tough team to go to?
What?
I'm asking. I'm just asking. I'm just asking the question: is Brentford a tough team to go
well, they're,
and get 3 points against?
they're in the bottom half of the table.
Just asking the question. We can look at their results
just told me
against
that
the
it
other
was-
top
no.
6. We can look at their results against the other
You just
top
told
6.
me Man United beating them 3-2 was not a good result. So
I'll tell you something. Brentford, that isn't an easy game.
nah, we haven't won this since they've come back up.
That is
So
not
it's
an
it's
easy
not an
game.
easy game.
And you have to win these games, these types of games, to also win the league. Be there, be in and around it. We done it.
I just want us to have more than 2 shots on target. Is that too much in 98 minutes? Is that
you're
is that
well
too
entitled.
much to ask?
You're entitled to
I'm
want
seeing
that,
these
but
games
I'm-
too regularly now, where we're just having 1 shot on target in the whole game.
To be fair, you had 4. So,
Was it 4 shots
Yeah.
on target?
so what was your take on it, Joe?
My take was, yeah, I agree with Daz to a certain extent. It was a bit slow, was a bit, but I'm giving a bit of credit to Brentford. I think that it's a tough ground to go to. We've seen it, how they set up against the big teams. They get points
Yeah.
against them. They're confident against them.
Granted, they had 5 at the back.
Yeah, like
They
it's
played
not
5-3-2,
gonna be.
didn't
It's not
they?
gonna be easy, bro. They got like 8 players in the box, and that when we're trying to, we can't.
Mm.
It's not like, well, the goal came from a header, but it's not like we can just throw in the box and get headers and stuff like that. We can't really. So it's playing like very, very tough passes, intricate passes to try and get through. It's going to be a tough game. They're going to run you down to the ground. Like Arteta said, we played a good game because they don't allow you to play your game. They don't allow you to play your game.
Yeah, he
so
said that you can't play through it.
It's not the game that we play. It's the game we have to play, and we come out of it 1-0, 3 points, top of the league, capitalised on the earlier draw. What more can you ask for? Kai Havertz gets his goal from open play. Yeah, confidence. We move. I'm cool with it. I'm seeing some even to our. They did have a few chances.
Yeah. So let's talk on that quickly.
Yeah.
So their first and main chance was due to Ramsdale trying to play out from the back and got caught on the ball. Luckily, Declan Rice was on the line to kind of clear the shot. I think it was from Mbeumo, who I think should have passed it. I don't think he should have shot. There was someone open. I can't remember who it was. Should have passed it. And then not long after that, Ramsdale went to throw the ball out, and he threw it down into the ground.
I think everyone's done that before.
I think everyone's done it. But
when you're
you normally
do that,
it when you're like
bad.
10.
Whatever. But anyway, Ramsdale's my guy.
So the media narrative around this is rumbling on again, saying that because Arteta hasn't said who his number one is, he's putting pressure on his goalkeepers. I think it's a cop-out. I think the media needs to stop running with that. Just based on the reason that you've got two competent professional goalkeepers, competent to a degree, one case more than the other. If you're picked to play, I don't think in your mind there should be a thought of, if I play badly today, someone else is going to come in. Because even if you are the number one, that will still happen. If you're...
Yeah.
So before Raya turned up, Ramsdale would know if he doesn't have a consecutive run of good games, someone could potentially come in and play. So I don't understand why the narrative is saying, oh, this has been caused by Arteta. Arteta doesn't make Ramsdale not throw the ball out properly. So
I think a little bit of it is to do with Ramsdale having a great season last season.
Great.
That I feel like he had a great season.
To a certain point. Yeah.
I feel like he had a good season. So that's where the ums and ahs and they're coming in about Arteta and thinking, why are you doing this? Because he's cool. He's in a good space. He's confident. He's our keeper. Let's just keep it like that. And then another thing now, I feel like a large percentage of the fans was like, okay, well, if Raya's better, then bring him in. If he's better, let's bring him in. We're with Arteta and his choices. But now I think it's coming to the stage where we're like, they're basically the same. In my eyes, I look at both of them as kind of the same.
Yeah, there's no clear margin.
Yeah,
like
it ain't. So it's
tight,
like, where's the confusion? Let's not have this confusion of who's going to play and who's not going to play. I hope it's not like that behind the scenes and it's just like whoever plays. And that's it. Cool, I'm going to play a few games and you're going to play a few games. One might play more than the other, but I'm going to have my part in this season and you're going to have this part of this season. And I just hope it's like that. But I don't see any difference. Even the media is going to ramp it up, but Ramsdale done that last season. He's done kickouts where it went straight to the other team. He's done stupid things. That's just part of his game. Sometimes he does that, and it's the way he plays because he does brilliant passing out. But I don't feel like there's really a problem. I just think they're kind of the same keeper, to be honest.
With me, I don't really get the loving with Ramsdale from the fan base. No, I don't understand it. Well, I do. I understand why it is. It's because he engages with the crowd. He's likable. His personality. But if the manager feels that he can get a better goalkeeper, then he's got every right to bring a better goalkeeper in, if that's what he feels. And there's not none of this. Who's number one? We know who's number one. Raya's number one. Since he's come in, he's played all the games.
All the important games,
yeah.
hasn't he? Yeah.
And I thought that they were close. I think they're close as keepers. But now I'm seeing Ramsdale. I'm thinking, oh, the manager was right. Because when he's coming in, he's being terrible.
You think he's been terrible?
What? On Saturday, you don't think that was terrible?
No.
If that goes in the net and we lose 1-0,
no, but I think that happens
and
with all the keepers that pass out. That happens.
But if you're coming in for one game, that can't happen.
No,
if you played 10, 20 games, that can happen once or twice. But if you're coming in for one game, that can't happen. And he was bad against West Ham, and he seems like he's just crumbled. Like he's got no confidence now.
I feel like it's a sign of it's someone with a bit of that he done that pass and it was nearly a goal and it was nearly a calamity. But then his next passage of play fizzed it into the midfield again. I feel like that's good. Like that's
not good enough. At this level, that ain't good enough because you could have been 1-0 down.
But
you
Alisson does the same. No one says anything.
But if Alisson plays 50 games and it happens once, if he plays Alisson doesn't play one game and it happens. He plays 50 games and that might happen. And that's the difference. With Ramsdale, you can't come in for one game and make them sort of mistakes. And I think it's shown a lack of mentality. Because even the things of his dad coming out and giving interviews and stuff like that.
So I was going to say
that. That's his dad though.
No, but
I think that kind of
no one else's dad. If you're anyone else's dad.
I think that kind of feeds into kind of what player.
I
think that kind of feeds into what kind of player he is. Like he's not letting his son and his manager get on with it. He's going on podcasts saying, my son should be playing and I don't think it's right, etc. Like it's football, innit? Like a parent wouldn't go to your boss at work and be like,
do you know what? I feel like we can all see. I feel like Ramsdale he's an emotional. How he plays kind of emotional. He interacts with the crowd. He gets pumped. He's up for it. So probably when he goes home and he talks to his dad and that, he can probably see my son's upset. He wants to play. He wants to. I'm not saying it's right. I'm not saying it's right. I'm not saying it's right. But I'm saying, and we can clearly see that he's an emotional type of player. A lot of other players, they're not. They don't show it. They might be behind closed doors, but they don't show it when they're on the pitch too much. But he's one of those players, a
bit too much. And even with that podcast he was on with Ian Wright when he said, "I can't concentrate for 90 minutes,"
and
I was like,
crazy.
"You don't."
I think that's just him, though.
But that's I get it.
But you
whatever.
all these little things feed into what Arteta must see on a daily basis and must think, "Oh, I need to get someone else here." And I think Ramsdale's reaction to what has happened, I think is showing Arteta was right. The only thing that's not been great has been Raya. Is that Raya hasn't come in and been on a top level. If Raya had been on a top level, I'd have no problem with this.
I don't think anyone would have a problem.
But the thing is, Raya, but from a Ramsdale point of view, I feel like the manager was right, but it's just maybe Raya wasn't the right person.
Raya make some mistakes.
He might not have been the right person to get. He should have got someone else. But from a Ramsdale point of view, like I think he's let himself down.
But then
with his reaction.
But then you bring it back to he got taken out when he was playing well, and now the guy that you've brought in isn't even really better than me like that. So has Arteta caused?
How do you get your position back then?
No, he has to be still professional, which I think he is still professional. I'm not taking that away from him, but I'm saying, has Arteta caused this then? Because he was fine before.
No,
he wasn't
fine. No, but if you go back to it, Raya was his initial choice before Ramsdale.
Yeah, that's what they say.
I know he signed Ramsdale. But I think he always kind of saw Ramsdale as a potential stopgap until he could get what he wants. And now he has. I don't think he's done anything wrong, man. Like, and I think if Ramsdale wasn't an English goalkeeper, like we said, the Brighton situation, Brighton have rotated their goalkeepers pretty much every game this season, and the media hasn't batted an eyelid. And their goalkeepers are not as good as Raya or Ramsdale, so you think it would be highlighted more. No one said anything.
When Ramsdale come in, everyone like Leno, but he's German international. No one said anything.
No, but
everyone, Leno was just decent.
Ramsdale came in and he was clearly better than Leno. That was a fact. He was clearly better than Leno.
Yeah. But obviously, Raya has something that Arteta likes.
Yeah,
and you just gotta deal with it, man. Like, so yeah, it'd be interesting to see if Ramsdale leaves at the end of the season.
I think he has to move on. I think he'll have to move on.
So. Before we skip it, big shout out to the centre-back pairing. My two guys, Saliba and Gabriel. Declan Rice in the middle. I know you don't like the boring stuff, but
No.
we keep out that Brentford
solid.
are a bit of a machine as well. They work. They've got a style of play. Everyone knows what they're doing. They got Wissa and Mbeumo up front. They cause anyone trouble.
Yeah.
Trust me. And with Tony, obviously he's not there now, but they play to a system, and everyone knows what they're doing. And to keep them quiet or keep them
Relatively quiet.
relatively quiet the whole game.
You just mentioned
I think that was
£100
great.
million player there.
Yep.
I don't think anyone's questioning that now. There was a lot of talk about that in the summer.
No,
you
not
can't
at all.
The fee.
question that.
The fee. There was a lot of talk on the fee
He's
in the
been a
summer.
Nah, I always said, man.
I haven't heard.
I backed him from the off. Like I knew he'd be a
Not
good
heard
signing.
a whisper
player.
about the fee.
Yeah.
Top
And that's
player.
what you want, innit?
Some people say I'm bargain.
Yeah. Well, you
Won't
can
go
sell
that
him for way
far,
more
but-
now. You can sell him
You
for
could
way
just-
more now.
Let's not get carried away, yeah? 100 million a bargain. Yeah.
Oh, and
But
Kai,
no, he's done well.
last word for Kai.
Well done. Let's crack on.
Scored the goal. Like,
Yeah,
didn't
well
really
done.
do
Let's
much
crack
else.
on.
Like, he just scored the goal.
Lovely
innit? Like,
celebration to the fans.
Yeah.
Daz and them, man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I would say hopefully he kicks on, but I won't mean it. So.
But
Right, this round off the rest of these fixtures. So Burnley 1, West Ham 2. Burnley, they just can't see out a lead. They can go into the lead, but they can't hold on to it to get a point or a win. Like West Ham scored in the 86th minute and the 91st minute after they were
bad loss. Bad loss.
went
that.
to 1-0 up through a Rodriguez penalty. Yeah, just same old for Burnley, isn't it? Just can't get over the line. Good win for West Ham. I don't think the match was anything that special, but they've gone to Burnley, got a result. Fair play to them. What's the next one we got here? Nottingham Forest 2, Brighton 3. Brighton tried their hard to throw this game away by the looks of it. So our boy Elanga, we had a bit of a commentary on him last week, and he pops up with a goal. It was a good cross from Morgan Gibbs-White actually early on in that game. And then Ferguson scores. He'd been out injured for a while, but
Good goal.
it was a good goal. It was one of those kind of snapshot finishes, isn't it?
Good
Right
player,
in the
player.
corner. And then Pedro came on in the first half. He scored to make it 2-1 and then scored a penalty in the second half to make it 3-1. Doug gets sent off.
Yeah, that was
Very, very silly. And apparently he's the first person in 15 years to get a red card for abusing a referee directly. So,
Oh, wow.
15 years.
yeah, Alan Smith was the last person playing for Newcastle against Man United.
Wow.
Because he got booked
Mm.
and then he said something that got him shown a straight red card, so he can be banned for 2 games instead of.
Oh, so he
Wow.
took back the yellow and gave him a straight red.
So I don't think you can take
you
it
don't
back.
take that yellow. You
So
still-
he got
you know.
booked,
Yeah.
then he got a straight red, so he didn't
Yeah.
get a yellow, then a red. So that means he's not going to be banned
Ah.
for 3 games. He can be banned for 2 games for whatever he said to
I thought he just got 2 yellows.
the referee. And then, yeah, Morgan Gibbs-White scored a penalty, but Brighton done enough to hold on to see out the
Good on that
victory.
ref. Good on that ref. That must happen a lot. So
Yeah, you're like, yeah, go on the ref.
Yeah, no,
Book him.
but
Go on.
no, it's just it's just for the fact that you said that's not happened 15 years.
Yeah.
Probably happens every week. Probably happens at the game every
Yeah.
week. So
But that looked very close and direct. The way it happened, and then he laughed afterwards because he just knew it was over. Like, he knew it was over.
And then Sheffield United 1, Bournemouth 3. Sheffield United goalkeeper, man, he's not very good, is he? Like he No, there's been a few mistakes from him this season, and I know they say like black goalkeeper and that, but he's kind of living up to the stereotype, especially for that Kluivert goal. So yeah, Tavernier scored 2, Kluivert 1, and then McBurney got a consolation goal at the end. And then just to round off the weekend fixtures, Fulham have just beaten Wolverhampton Wanderers 3-2. So Wolves were 2-1 up. But no, sorry, that's
No.
wrong.
Mm.
So Fulham were 2-1 up. Wolverhampton Wanderers equalised to make it 2-2. And then Williams scored a 94th minute penalty, his second penalty of the game. So just quick look at the table after round 13. Arsenal top, followed by Man City, and then Liverpool, Aston Villa in the Champions League places. And then Tottenham, Man United, Newcastle, Brighton, West Ham, Chelsea round off the top 10. Then going into the bottom 10, you've got Brentford, Wolves, Crystal Palace, Fulham, Notts Forest, Bournemouth, Luton, Sheffield United, Everton, and Burnley. So I would say it's looking pretty ominous for Burnley and Sheffield United at the minute. It'll be interesting to see if Everton can put a run of games together to get them back in touch with Luton and Bournemouth. But I would say Burnley and Sheffield United are pretty much
I think
down.
Everton will catch Luton quite easily.
Quite easily.
Yeah, it's 5 points.
It's not that mad.
Interesting. All right, let's have a quick look to the European fixtures that are coming up this week. So back to Champions League tomorrow night. Standout fixtures. We've got Group F, AC Milan, v Borussia Dortmund, Paris Saint-Germain, v Newcastle. Do we think Newcastle can go to PSG and get a result?
I would love them to do so, but I can't see it.
Why is that?
Just
kind
can't
of-
see it. I think they will go defensive. I think he'll go there looking for a draw.
Yeah,
Yes.
of course. Why not? But
I'm not sure if a draw is good enough. I'm just going to go to the
Nah,
the
well,
table.
if they draw and win the last game, they've got a chance of coming second.
So yeah, just looking at the group. So everyone's played 4 games. Dortmund are top with 7 points. I don't think anyone would have expected that, to be honest, after 4 games. PSG with 6 points. AC Milan third with 5. Newcastle on 4 points. So
Because Newcastle were doing well and Dortmund were doing poor, but then the last 2 games,
Yeah,
Dortmund
it's
have
kind
beat
of-
Newcastle home and away. And that's really messed them up.
messed them
Yeah.
up
yeah,
completely.
They're-
Flipped it on its head.
Newcastle gone from top to bottom and Dortmund have gone from bottom to top.
Yeah. So yeah, a point wouldn't harm them, to be
Yeah,
honest. A
12
point
point would be a
still
good
gives them
result.
a chance of qualifying going into the last group game.
What's that? AC Milan at home, innit?
Yes, it is. Which
Imagine
you could potentially see them.
Yeah, winning that. Imagine what the atmosphere would be like if they still had a
if they
chance
still
of
had a
going through
chance.
for that game.
Yeah, definitely. Man City are playing tomorrow night. I think Man City are pretty much through. Yeah, they've qualified. Their group's pretty much formality. They're on 12 points. Leipzig are on 9 points, and Red Star and Young Boys are on 1 point.
Arsenal through.
Barcelona. Hold on, mate. Hold on.
Barcelona.
Barcelona's group. They're playing Porto. Shakhtar playing Royal Antwerp. Barca and Porto are both on 9 points. Shakhtar on 9. So Shakhtar could still qualify if they get a result. Let's go into Wednesday's fixtures with Arsenal. The Arsenal playing Lens at home. How's the group looking for Arsenal? So top of the group with 9 points. I would say Arsenal should win on Wednesday.
Yeah,
Are you
win
confident?
Wednesday, that wins the group.
Play Ramsdale.
Yeah, why
You
not?
can play in the last game. You can play.
So if you
Yeah.
qualify, play Ramsdale. Manchester United. It's a big one.
Big game.
So they are away to Galatasaray. Bayern Munich are at home to Copenhagen. So Bayern are through. They've got
Boom, done.
12 points. They've won every game. Copenhagen on 4 points. Galatasaray on 4 points. Man United on 3 points. For any chance of them qualifying, they need to beat Galatasaray, I think, because they've got Bayern Munich.
Bayern should just
Yeah,
fulfill
but
their
when
B team, bro.
Bayern will be through when they're the one in the group. When
They'll be
will be
through
Bayern
anyway.
B team. That's what I'm saying. Will it be?
I'm not too sure.
Well,
Bayern
yeah.
B team, Copenhagen to win, and Galatasaray to win.
But Bayern
Do
Munich,
them
remember, they're
properly.
out of their version of the FA Cup. So if it's only the league and this to concentrate on, why wouldn't you just
But
play
if
a
you-
full strength team
But if
out
you've
at
won the
home?
group by like 8 points
Yeah, you
already,
don't need to play anyone.
and you're going to
well,
in the
it's
last
Man
game
United.
at
Try
Old
some
Trafford.
players.
You didn't want Man United to come to Bayern Munich
I
and get a
reckon they could
result.
beat United. I reckon United could beat them by and B. There won't be no Kane or anyone playing. There won't be no Sane or anything
No,
like
I think they will. They won't play a B team for the Man United game.
that. But it's the
Yeah.
final
Or
game
to be
of the
fair,
group.
it'll be at Old Trafford.
Yeah,
innit?
Old
So,
Trafford,
yeah,
final
they
game of
might
the
do.
group. Bayern already won the group
Yeah.
by 6-7 points.
Yeah, you know Kane will want to play though, innit? Kane just
Yeah.
Kane just wants to play.
But if
innit?
they lose against Galatasaray,
Yeah, I think
Yeah.
even a draw is tricky.
I think
innit?
if they draw though, if they draw, I'm
if
saying.
they draw, then
If them
yeah.
draw and they could beat Bayern in the last game.
Yeah.
But this is what I'm saying. If
But if they
they're on
draw, I
3
can see
points,
Galatasaray
on
beating
4.
Well, they would need the other game
Yeah.
to be a draw, innit?
Galatasaray to beat Copenhagen, innit? So
Or Copenhagen to beat
Yeah.
Galatasaray.
Yeah.
Because that game would be in Copenhagen.
No,
yeah.
but if they lose to Galatasaray, that's it.
yeah, pretty much.
That's done.
No, it's done, yeah. 100%
Yeah,
done if they
so it
lose.
is done. Yeah,
But I'm saying if they draw.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah, if they draw, then
If
cool.
they draw, then
But
I
if
think
they
could
lose
still be-
tomorrow, is it tomorrow or Wednesday?
Wednesday. So
Wednesday.
they're out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's done.
Mm.
So it don't
Yeah,
even
they could
matter
get
about the
third,
Bayern game.
potentially get third, depending on how the other results.
Do you think
go.
they'll lose? I don't think they'll lose though.
At
I think-
Galatasaray,
I think
Yeah,
they
I
will.
don't think-
Galatasaray is
I
tough,
think
man.
they will lose.
The
I think they will
Cauldron,
lose. They've got good
flag
players.
and flares.
Galatasaray ain't a dead team.
That isn't dead, but I just don't think they'll lose.
Nah, I don't think, bruv.
I don't think they'll win. I think we'll draw.
All right, cool. Remember what I said. Newcastle. Well, they got Galatasaray first.
What was the
Newcastle
score at OT?
against Galatasaray?
They lost.
Galatasaray won.
What was the score?
They won 3-2. Knowing about Zaha.
They
Zaha
won.
scored or got the penalty, didn't he? Yeah, he scored. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah. Wait.
Did they
Yeah.
score
Yeah, it's
late?
3-2.
Did they win it late? Galatasaray won it late.
Maybe.
Yeah, I think so. I'm getting.
Yeah, it was a back and forth game from what I can remember.
Mm.
But yeah, they haven't put themselves in a.
No, that might have been the Copenhagen game.
Yeah.
'Cause that was 4-3.
Yeah.
Wait, no,
To be fair,
That
they
wasn't-
should have.
that was away.
They should have drew with Copenhagen at Old Trafford because Ananda scored saved the penalty, didn't he?
In the last minute.
Yeah.
But then Copenhagen beat them in the last minute as
Yeah.
well. Another game.
Yeah, it wasn't that
Mhm.
last minute. It was 81.
Yeah, it's a shame, man. Like Man United normally have a bit of Champions League pedigree and heritage. Their last 2 campaigns have been pretty
Well,
flat.
They could come bottom. If they lose on Wednesday, they'll
Yeah.
want them drop to Europa.
Yeah.
I want
And
them
then
to
they,
go into Europa too.
Then they might get top 4. if
I want
they
both of them.
go
I
Europa.
want Newcastle to go in Europa as well, both of them.
Nah, man, just get them out. I don't want these teams.
No, yeah,
in our
bring them all to
competition.
Europa.
So yeah,
So we
moving on
can
to
have
Europa League.
we can have like six
Thursday,
6 English teams in Europa.
Liverpool playing Lask. If they win, they qualify. Shut up. Kind of like,
What
like
country
you're-
are they
I
from?
just,
What
didn't
country
know,
is
I
that?
just don't know who they are. We're a football
Yeah,
pod.
yeah.
Put them out there, innit?
Don't worry about that. Man. Don't worry about
Where's
that.
the game?
It's at Liverpool.
Oh, where's they from though? Anyway,
I think it's Sweden or something like that. I don't even know myself, man.
or like Austria or somewhere.
Yeah, maybe. Anyway. Ajax are playing Marseille. West Ham are playing Baka Topola. Bruv, these Europa Conference leagues and Europa League names are madness.
God.
That's hilarious. And Aston Villa are playing in the conference. Who Aston Villa playing?
Brighton, you didn't say Brighton's fixture
Don't know.
because they're in that Marseille. Ajax
Oh yeah,
group.
so Brighton are playing Athens, Marseille, Ajax in that group.
That's a big game. I think if they win, they go
Yeah.
through.
They do. Aston Villa are playing Legia Warsaw on Thursday.
How's their groups looking? Are they
Let's have a
they
quick
go
look.
through?
I think they're all doing.
Brighton can go
Yeah, I
through.
think they're all doing well. Yeah.
So you look at the Europa League standings for the
To be fair,
British
no one should be
teams.
going out this round.
So West Ham are top of their group with 9 points, along with Freiburg, who also have 9 points. Olympiacos have 4 points. So if West Ham win, they are through, essentially. Brighton are second in their group. Marseille are top with 8 points. Brighton have 7. Athens have 4 points. Ajax have 2 points. Ajax have been really bad all season, to be honest, and in all competitions, it looks like. Rangers are in a group with Betis, Prague, and Limassol. They're second in the group with 7 points. So they could potentially go through this week as well. And Liverpool, 9 points. Top of the group, ahead of Toulouse. As I said, will go through if they win the group. Any other teams? Roma are on the verge of qualifying as well. along with Slavia Prague, Villarreal, Rennes, their group, Atalanta.
This would be a good week of European football. A lot of
so.
people will be going through.
Just a lot of deciding games.
It'll split the men from the boys.
Should look and just have a quick look to the Premier League fixtures next weekend. So on the Saturday, we've got Arsenal v Wolves. Would expect Arsenal to come through that pretty much unscathed. Brentford, Luton. Let's see how Luton can respond to a couple wins. See if they can go to Brentford and get a result. Burnley, Sheffield United. That's an interesting one.
That's a massive
If
game.
Burnley don't win that, I think
Big
Company
game.
might be under scrutiny a little bit more than what he is already. Nottingham Forest, Everton, 5:30 on Saturday.
Good game.
Yeah. And then, as I said before, Newcastle v Manchester United. Come on, Newcastle. Moving on to Sunday, we've got Bournemouth v Villa, Chelsea v Brighton, which could be a good game. Liverpool v Fulham, West Ham v
Liverpool
Palace.
should come through that quite easily.
Yeah, I think they should. And then, kind of the standout game of the weekend, Manchester City v Tottenham. Right, so that's kind of the results and fixtures rounded off. Before we go into the teams that we kind of selected, Daz, just one I wanted to pick up for you. And this is something I've heard on the radio a few times over the last couple of weeks. And it's about the 5 yellow card rule resulting in a ban. A lot of former players are saying it's a bit archaic, especially now that players are getting booked for lesser incidents. Now, is it something that should be scrapped, or the number of bookings that result in a 1-match ban, should it be raised to like 7 or 8 cards and then you get a ban? And like, should there not be, because I know there's a cut-off point. So if you get 4 yellow cards up until Christmas or New Year's Day, if you get booked again, it doesn't matter because it's the start of the new year. Should it roll over, or should it kind of just be, if you get 8 or 9 cards in a season, then you get a ban? Or should they scrap it? I'm asking you as a ref.
There's not only one, so it's not only 5 games, it does roll over. So
does it roll over now?
So it's 5 games before Christmas, New Year, like what you said.
Yeah.
Then after that, the bar then raised to 10 games, 10 yellow cards.
Oh,
so
okay.
if you're on 4, then after the threshold for 5 is gone, you're still on 4, but now you just got to reach 10 instead of reaching 5 to then get a ban.
Oh, okay.
So when you get to 5, it's 1-match ban.
So if you get
when you
another
get
5.
to 10, it's 2-match ban.
Oh, wow. I didn't
And
even
then
know
if you
that.
get to 15, then it's a 3-match ban.
If you're getting 3 yellow cards in a season, something's wrong.
15 yellow cards. If you get 15.
So what's your take on ex-players and kind of pundits saying that it should be altered or scrapped? What's your thoughts?
Not scrapped. I think it needs to be in there. Maybe increased to maybe 7, because it does seem like the 5 comes quite early. You've got people like Anthony Gordon and stuff like that. They got suspended within like the first 6-7 games.
Yeah, there's been quite a few suspensions because of 5 yellow cards.
Jesus as well. He got there quite quickly.
I remember the new rule as well, where just kicking the ball away, tapping the ball away.
Yellow cards, so he's getting yellow cards. So maybe I think it should be raised to maybe 7 for your first one. But I wouldn't agree with scrapping it. I think there needs to be something in place to stop. It used to be the same players getting booked every single week, knowing there's no repercussion. So that's what was brought in. For the serial yellow carders sort of thing. So
would you say if you raised it to 7, would you do the same thing as say for the second half of this, or if you reach 14 yellow cards, would you get another ban then, or just?
Yeah, I'd keep it.
So you say every 7 games, just every 7 yellow cards,
or maybe
5,
or maybe I'll just raise the first one 7. And then after
5.
that, it's another 5. So after that, so it'll be 7, and then it'll be
12.
Yeah, because I think the first threshold is a bit too soon.
Yeah.
But if you're getting double figures, then I think you need to be banned.
Yeah. So if we look at those who've got 5 cards or so, we played 13 games. Nicholas Jackson's got 7 already.
What is he doing?
I have no idea.
He ain't scoring goals.
If you're betting, man. So Nicholas Jackson's got 7. Anthony Gordon's got 6. Emerson for West Ham has got 6 and the fullback. And then you've got Hickey from Brentford, Alvarez West Ham, Palhinha, Cullen, Basuma, McAllister, Liverpool, and Bruno Guimaraes are on 5. And there are, so all those have had bans.
Yeah.
And then it says here there's a further 27 players who've been sent off in the Premier League this season, which is quite a lot. It's quite a high.
I'm surprised the exposing that are coming out saying it should be scrapped.
Yeah,
like,
but
I think it needs to be in there.
Yeah, but I think it's more to do with what you can get booked for now. So kind of, I know you always used to get, you should have got a yellow card for kicking the ball away now, but you definitely, if the referee sees it, because I think there was an incident in the game yesterday where Garnacho kicked the ball away, but the referee didn't see it. Decore got in his face, and then Decore got booked for telling him that he should have booked Garnacho. So yeah, just things like that. But yeah, it's just interesting to get your.
But the thing is, all this stuff, it's down to the players. That don't put yourself in the position to be booked for kicking the ball away. You know the rules, but so you can't really.
Sometimes it's just.
It's a case of habit, though, isn't it? Like if you're used to getting away with something, it's hard to switch off overnight to.
It's that, and I just I understand these things because I play with a bit of emotion, passion, yeah. And it's not. Sometimes it's not just about going up mad at the ref. It's like you've just ran 100 yards, busted a gut to get somewhere. You've been pulled back or something, and then you've got nothing for it, or you've done a tackle. It's a decent tackle, and then like the referee gives it the other way or something, and you actually get peed off. Like, you're like, what
but you've got to have self-control. You're professional.
You've got self-control, but a little like, what's going on here?
Yeah.
Sometimes it might go a little bit overboard. You get a yellow, but it's a natural thing, I think.
Yeah, and also as well with the whole 5 cards getting you a ban, a lot of players and teams have used it to their advantage, where they were like, right, if you take a yellow card this game, you'll miss the team that's bottom of the league, but you'll be back against the team that's top of the league.
That's just smart. You can't really do anything about it.
Remember the Champions League, when Mourinho was manager, Javi Alonso took about 2 minutes to take a free kick.
Yeah.
Just waiting for the yellow.
That's what it Madrid, did it?
Yeah. He knew he'd get a ban if he got a yellow card. And it was just so obvious. But
and I think he subbed him off. He subbed him straight after.
He did. So it's interesting. So yeah, as we mentioned at the top of the show, we're gonna pick our teams based on the top 11 teams, and we can only have 1 player per team. So I'm gonna let.
Are we gonna go like round like that, or are we just gonna say our team?
Nah, say it because I haven't done it. I'm just gonna critique your teams, to be honest.
Yeah, you might as well.
Go on then, T, you go first.
So
we
do you want me to?
The same sort of teams though.
Go on, you go first.
I've got a feeling about this.
So the teams that you can use, I don't think it's changed from when we had discussion in the group. So Arsenal, City, Liverpool, Villa, Tottenham, United, Newcastle, Brighton, West Ham, Chelsea, and Brentford. Yeah.
We're doing a 4-3-3.
Yeah, you can do any formation you want. Like,
I think that's what we've done, right?
And I can just decide which team would win. Go on, team.
I feel we should do it one by one.
Right, okay, go goalkeeper. Go goalkeeper.
My goalkeeper.
All right, so just say the name of the player and the club as well. So,
Martinez, Aston Villa.
Okay,
that's my pick.
So we know you've picked all the clubs.
Yeah.
So my goalkeeper is David Raya, Brentford.
Huh?
No. You're being too slick here. No. I know he's on loan.
Nah,
but he's playing for Arsenal right now.
You're trying it. No.
David Raya, Brentford.
No, I'm not having it. Adjudicator. I'm not having it.
What are you talking about?
Thank you.
He's playing for Arsenal.
What club does he play for?
No way.
Arsenal.
No way.
Doesn't play for Arsenal.
You just said what club does he play for?
What club
he plays for Arsenal?
So you're trying to manipulate the rules.
This is why you can't.
So why did he not play? Why did he not play on Saturday?
Huh?
Why did he not play on Saturday then? He plays for Arsenal. He plays for Brentford. That's why he couldn't play on Saturday.
He's contracted to Brentford. He doesn't play for Brentford.
Brentford is his club.
Adjudicator.
Nah.
How can you be
I'm not
contracted
having-
to
no,
Brentford
you-
and not be your club?
You're making a mockery.
What are you
You're making a mockery of this.
David
of
Raya
proceedings.
plays for Brentford.
No, Daz. He plays for Arsenal.
No, he does not.
Daz.
One time we
So
had
why
a bit
did
of
he
fun.
play-
One time we had a bit of fun.
Wait.
We can't get past the goalkeeper.
First position.
Wait,
You need to swap
Wait,
whoever your
wait.
Arsenal and Brentford players are. Or
why did he not play
Yeah.
on Saturday?
Daz?
Nah,
I
but
know
If
what
he
you're
plays
trying
for
to do.
Arsenal, why did he
Nah,
not play
we're
on
not-
Saturday?
We're not having it.
listen,
The-
he's in charge.
Yeah.
No.
You
I'm not
got
having it,
you
bruv.
So I
you
can't
get a
have
chance to
David Raya on
rejig.
Brentford.
You got
No.
20 seconds to
Oh, my
rejig.
God. All right, my goalie is Martinez, Aston Villa.
All right, cool.
I knew you was going to do that. I thought,
Yeah,
is
you
that
knew
being
you should
fast?
have done it. Go on, T.
My right back is Hickey for Brentford.
Not bad. Not bad. Daz?
My right back, come on. Reece James, Chelsea.
Decent right
The
back.
stocks are in James, innit?
Decent right back. You gonna give that right back to him? Would you say his is one's the better one?
So far, his team
Hickey
is
is
better.
consistent.
No,
Hickey
no.
is consistent.
So
Hickey
far,
is
let's wait till we get to the 11
Yeah,
minute. But
yeah,
so
yeah,
far,
yeah.
like if you
Left back,
yep.
Estepinian, Brighton.
not bad.
Left back, Estepinian, Brighton.
Okay, centre back, Thiago Silva, Chelsea.
Centre back, William Saliba, Arsenal.
Ooh,
My second centre back is
techie.
Martinez, Man United.
Ruben Diaz, Man City.
Ooh, interesting.
Interesting.
My DM, I've got a midfield three. I've got a DM. My
Yeah.
DM is Declan Rice, Arsenal.
Ooh.
Not bad. Not bad.
My DM is Bruno Guimaraes, Newcastle.
Interesting.
My midfield, well, one of them,
Who's your general?
Bruno G,
Okay.
Newcastle.
Mine's Lucas Paqueta, West Ham.
My next midfielder is Lucas Paqueta, West Ham.
I knew the teams would be pretty similar.
Yeah,
It's not bad. It's not bad.
Our front three has
Mm.
oh, well,
My
it isn't
10
going to be the same.
My
Isn't
10
it?
is Bruno Fernandes, Man United.
Okay.
I've got that Portuguese speaking midfield.
There's the fluidity there.
I looked at
So,
I
Who's
looked
your
at
midfield three again?
Bruno
Bruno
Paqueta.
Guimaraes, Paqueta, and
Fernandes.
Yeah, they're all Portuguese
Fernandes.
speaking. So
Okay,
I've
I got Rice. You
I
got
looked to
Fernandes.
see what languages the players are
Rice can do it
speaking,
with
make sure they
anyone.
all fit.
Rice can do it with anyone.
What,
He
he-
can do it with anyone.
Can he
Oh.
speak
He
Portuguese?
can do it with anyone. He
Uh-huh.
learned from Paqueta.
Who's your
Right
first
winger.
forward? Yeah.
Salah, Liverpool.
Standard.
Salah, Liverpool.
Standard. Yeah.
Left winger, Son, Tottenham.
Left winger, Son, Tottenham.
Has to be. But I know this one's going to be different. I got Haaland, City.
I got Ivan Tony Brentford.
He's banned, mate.
No, but is that
He's
counts? That
banned.
counts.
Haaland.
My team is definitely better.
No,
Tony.
it isn't.
Let's just
My defense.
the players that are
defense,
different.
no.
The players
Yeah.
that are different.
My defense
Alright,
takes
so-
yours.
You both got Martinez.
Mm.
I've got to take James over
problem.
Hickey.
Yeah.
No problem.
You
I'll
both
take that.
you both got Estepinian.
Mm.
You got Silva, got Saliba. I've got to go Saliba.
No, I'm
problem.
Saliba.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah,
sorry,
I'm
you got
Saliba.
Saliba.
Yeah,
sorry.
yeah.
I'll give that to him.
Martinez and Diaz. Just for longevity, it's got to be Diaz.
Fair enough.
Just got to be.
Okay.
So we've got
That's
Rice,
three.
Bruno Paqueta versus Bruno Paqueta Fernandes. Just because Fernandes is there, I've got to go with Rice, Bruno.
No, but that's
Paqueta.
only one. It's not. It's only
Yeah,
one.
but the
player.
midfield's better.
It's only
But
one
the
player
midfield's better,
difference.
innit?
No, it's only one player.
Yeah, but I'm saying-
So it's just Rice and Fernandes, isn't it?
Yeah,
Like,
so
that's the
Rice
difference.
is the better
Alright,
player,
alright,
innit?
no,
like
so
he's
that's
saying
only one.
midfield three.
No, that's
Yeah,
only
yeah,
one.
midfield
That's only
blend.
one. Nah, no, that's only
Blend,
one player.
blend.
That's only one. So that's 3-1 so far,
And then
and then it's just
Salah, Son, and Haaland is better than Salah, Son,
yeah.
and
So
Tony.
it's 3-2 to me.
Yeah,
We had
Whose
five.
team's
We had
better?
5 player difference, and 3-2 to me.
Whose team's better?
that's his team.
That's his
Thank
I
team
think Hickey killed you, bro.
Yeah.
Hickey
Well,
killed
no,
you.
but the Brentford player was always going to kill you.
Who did you pick for Brentford?
I picked Tony
Tony.
because you don't want to give me
Yeah.
David Raya. That's why I tried to get Raya in there.
Tony.
No, that was good, man.
I didn't want
I apologize for not doing my homework and
I
joining in.
didn't
But
want to pick Tony.
that was good.
I didn't want to pick. To be honest, you shouldn't. That should be points deducted.
Yeah, you did try to cheat though.
No, but that was a joke.
scandalous.
That was only
Points deducted.
Yeah.
That was scandalous. All right. Thank you very much for tuning in to another episode of the Centre Circle. Please do like, subscribe, share, leave comments. It's been fun responding to the comments on TikTok and IG. Until next week, peace.
Later.